Severe weather concerns continue with 3 consecutive days of slight risks here in Michigan. Let's go ahead and dive in and break this down as best as possible, as details have become a little more clear here, but there is still some overall uncertainty left. First and foremost, this video is sponsored by Katz Roofing and Siding. Based out of the Lansing and Battle Creek areas, they cover roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Feel free to give them a call, 517-485-9886. Link is also in the description. Feel free to give them some love and check those guys out. We do have a risk in place today, August 26th. A large area of Michigan falls within a marginal as well as a slight risk. We are looking at later in the evening tonight time frame here. So the majority of the day today on Monday will be dry and also be hot and humid outside. So if you're working outdoors or in a hot environment, make sure you're staying hydrated. The overall concerns today would be number one, damaging winds. There is your wind risk today. And also hail up in the western part of the UP, also a concern. Currently, no concern for anything tornadic today or tonight. It's just going to be mainly a damaging wind threat for us here. I mentioned it's going to be drier today, and that should be the case throughout the day. Looking at the latest model here, starting at 8 a.m. today, we're looking at this model through today. We're looking at pretty much maybe a passing shower, but as we get to tonight, attention turns off to this complex over Minnesota into Wisconsin. It's going to push eastward into the UP potentially. This is at 4 in the morning on this model. Storms start to develop. That's going to be the area of interest in the UP, and then that's going to push into northern lower Michigan by right around 10 to 11 a.m. We're going to call that round one. So round one here begins roughly after midnight for the UP, potentially as late as 4 in the morning, and then a secondary line develops a little bit further to the south of that first initial development, and that pushes across Lake Michigan and arrives up by Traverse City, Ludington, Manistee areas there, right around that 10 to 11 a.m. Tuesday morning time frame. So keep in mind, this outlook here for Monday continues until Tuesday at 8 a.m. before Tuesday's outlook then takes over. Let's go ahead and dive into Tuesday's outlook here. So starting at Tuesday, 8 in the morning, the slight risk is still in effect here for all of the lower peninsula of Michigan, as well as portions of the UP. The only place not in a severe risk within Michigan is up in the Houghton County area in the UP. Otherwise, you are in a severe risk if you live in the state of Michigan. Hazards, number one, damaging wind. Number two, large hail. There's also a corridor of higher wind shear. We kind of highlighted this yesterday as far as overall confidence, but north of that Mount Pleasant area does have a chance or two for a brief weak tornado come Tuesday morning, but also likely centered around Tuesday evening as well. Diving back into the model here, we're going to look at Tuesday at 9 a.m. This is what the model looks like here. Looking at the future forecasted radar, we're going to see round one pushes on shore right around that 11 o'clock to noon time frame Tuesday. That kind of pushes eastward into Ontario. We dry out, maybe some showers in the UP, and then we're going to call this round three, develops down here in southern Wisconsin as well as Illinois, and perhaps pop-ups across portions of the state as we get toward the sunset time frame. But this model says southwest Michigan is in line for another round here, and then other stuff pops out ahead of that into southeast Michigan. We're going to call that round three. How that plays out exactly still yet to be known, but right now models are showing a Q rounds here. The UP, it kind of goes top down, starts with the UP and then northern lower and then southern lower. So potentially 3 rounds here. Exact placements of these complexes is still kind of uncertain. This is our first real good look at this situation. So expect adjustments throughout the day. This could probably shift up, down, north, south, and timing as well. So do expect adjustments. Things change very rapidly with this, but overall, that slight risk is well placed from the SPC. There's probably going to be certain areas in the slight risk that are not going to see much in the way of anything severe, but the environment across much of the state is going to be the same, whether it's up there in Sheboygan or down here in Lansing. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But if you do live in Michigan on Tuesday, especially Tuesday evening, as well as Tuesday morning, obviously, but Tuesday evening is more uncertain. Just be aware to the changing forecast here and do prepare for all hazards, especially if you live in northern lower Michigan. We do have a risk out for our day 3 time frame as well. This is our third consecutive day of a slight risk in Michigan. It does encompass a large majority of south central lower Michigan. So that yellow slight risk is level 2 out of a scale of 5, and then dark green is your level 1 risk out of a scale of 5 as well. Exacts on Wednesday as far as timing, as far as hazards go. Damaging winds, large hail, primary concerns. I'm not seeing anything tornadic at this time. That changes will let you guys know. As far as timing goes, I do not want to throw anything out, but do expect it to happen a little bit earlier, perhaps in the afternoon. I don't want to get too specific though, just because how Tuesday plays out will directly affect how Wednesday plays out. So the domino effect, as we call it, is in full force. So we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out. Stay tuned for updates on Wednesday, but do keep in mind that another severe threat is possible in that time frame. So 3 consecutive days here. We'll have a live briefing tonight, 7 p.m. Join us for updates. Hopefully we have some more exact details, and also stay tuned tonight as we do stay tuned tonight as we do release a bunch of more information, such as timing maps, hazard maps, and stuff like that as well, in terms of our initial thoughts. With that being said, guys, you have a very safe and enjoyable Monday. It's going to be hot and humid out there, so be prepared for that. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay cool. I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. for our live briefing.